Starring Gary McCoy, an all-around outdoorsman with a CMA award for Best Personality in Radio, and who has made a career out of what got him in trouble in school. Talking. Mike Eccles, the Boss Tournament Trail Director and duck hunting guide with years of outdoors knowledge, who's not afraid of letting the lack of facts get in the way of telling a good story. And last but not least, Daiwa and Ranger Pro Steve Graff, a former two-sport athlete from Northwestern State University, who has a great reputation among tournament anglers for catching dinks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the three wise men of the outdoors and living legends, Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and the one and only Steve Graff. Take it away, guys.
Take it away, guys.
Oh, I didn't realize we were on.
I was waiting on you.
Take it away, guys.
I'm here now.
You're writing a check.
Yeah, well, I can't do a whole lot of stuff at the
talking
same
right
yeah.
sometimes.
We are hooking up and tracking down 1130 the Tiger. Gary McCoy, the IGMO, along with the old Ranger Pro Staffer, Daiwa Pro Staffer Steve Graff. The Mud Hen Mike Eccles is here, and this segment is brought to you by Commercial Power Equipment, Lake Fork Marina and Motel, Coastal Conservation Association, Steve Nichols and the Red River Water. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You're looking for all your notes.
I'm giving you your notes.
Okay. I'm supposed to know stuff?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
He has been trying to write a check for 15 minutes.
He really has. Now, he's got it signed,
Yeah.
so he's good to go.
They'll cut your electricity off. It takes that long to pay a bill.
Here, you finish writing the check. Now, CCA deal real quick. CCA Star, Louisiana Star Tournament starts this weekend. This year we have over $500,000 in prizes up for grabs. All you need to do is sign up and go fish. By registering this week, you won't miss a day of the tournament, and one day is all it takes to catch a winner. Go to ccalouisiana.com, ccalouisiana.com.
And what's the entry fee on that again? $35.
Oh, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to leave Shreveport, and you're going to drive anywhere from 3.5 to 5.5 hours, depending on whether you go to Lake Charles, Hackberry, or Venice.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Lafourche, like I went, which is like 9.5
Yeah,
hours.
you're going to spend a few dollars. But
Here's your check.
The amount.
Here's your check.
You got palsy. Look at this handwriting. The amount of people that we hear that go down there and catch these tagged fish and are not in it. I mean, if this was like $150 or $200 or something to enter it, I could see it.
Right.
Well, I was in the one.
Thing's like 35.
I was
to
on
50
Toledo
bucks.
Bend last year and caught one of the tagged fish there on Toledo Bend, and I was that guy.
Yeah.
That didn't sign up, and PD, there he is. He tells you all the time, don't be that guy. With the one on Toledo Bend. Well, here you are. You're going to the Gulf anyway. That CCA Star entry is like nothing compared to everything else that you're going to spend by the time you drag the boat that far.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. That's Cokes and ice one day, just about. Yeah.
And you never know. I mean, at what point you lock into the one, especially if you get on them, you lock into that one that might not just pay for that trip, but it might pay for this year.
Oh, no doubt.
As far as everything else goes. Make a couple of boat notes out of that.
No doubt.
One of the big things, of course, is that Graff did go to Galveston.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
And he went wade fishing.
Now, I want you to Christmas Bay.
I want you to picture this for just a minute. Close your eyes, unless you're driving. I want you to picture this. There's Graff. I mean, that's enough. But
6'3".
6'3".
195.
God love him. His legs saw the sun in 1947 for 3 minutes.
Hey, I got good looking legs.
He's got on those little no-show socks.
No, not wading boots.
Yeah.
Well, I did have them on in my wading boots. You're right. I did.
Those little no-show socks.
He's sissy to the core.
I'm just
Continue.
He's got his little Peter Pan boxer shorts on.
Beer can shorts.
Did you? You've grown up.
I have grown up.
Our little baby is all a man now.
He's a man.
And he's out there, and he's a little bit skittish. Because he's got to shuffle his feet so that you don't step on a stingray.
Dude, I'm looking for sharks.
So they live in
the day before.
Shark attack is like lightning. You can say you were looking for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
or a bullet.
Yeah.
You don't hear the gunfire that kills you.
Oh, amen.
And the bad part is the water is like a grayish color, and you can see about a foot. That's all you can see.
Yeah. Guess how far that shark can see.
And they're towing along the fish they catch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're dragging them.
You might as well pull your pants down
You
out
got,
there.
you got a stringer attached to your body.
You know, my buddy Jim Willett has got the Gators and Friends over here.
Yeah.
What you need to do, since you're so good at this saltwater fish, what you need to do, I want you to strap on a ribeye and hop off in one of his pools over there.
Or half a chicken.
Yeah. So did you have fun?
I had some chicken the other night that the alligators probably wouldn't have eaten.
Yeah, we had a great time. Again, it was something. It was a unique experience. You know, it's just one of those things that when you get out there, I'm a little nervous because I've never done it before. But they hop out there like they're going swimming in the park, you know, and I'm like, well, you know, hell, they ain't too scared, so let's go. And you figure out the deeper you go, the harder it is to cast, for one thing. But all the water
is to run.
Yeah. Especially when you're on an oyster bed.
How far are you from the boat?
Oh, you drift hundreds of yards from the boat. I mean, hundreds.
So it's a haul back to the boat.
Oh, it's a haul.
Whoa. There's a boat there.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you're
it's
going to
fun.
jump out and wade.
Yeah, you gonna go.
That's
out there.
like having an airplane and saying I'm going to step outside.
Well, now you're hitting into my final word. I'm not doing final word at the beginning of the show. But anyway,
Well, the scary part about that is I'm on the same train of thought that you are. I'm going to go see a doctor.
well, the sad. I mean, it could have been my final word. You
You know what I think about this, though?
But it was really it was a great experience though, because it was just neat to do. You know.
Yeah.
And it's redfish, and you're fishing.
You broaden your horizon.
No doubt, and it was just I would definitely go back. I encourage people to go do it. So it's really a lot of fun.
There's some people I'd encourage to go wade fishing.
You'll swim with the sharks.
Is that something that you would ever do?
I did that last year. I snorkeled with the sharks in the Bahamas.
Did you really?
Yeah, and we stayed there.
Behind the Bass Cash Bash,
Right.
and
I get so confused with Big Bass Splash and Bass Cash Bash.
I'm telling you, it's a mouthful. And
That's what the shark said.
this makes at the Toledo Bend tournament, Bob Seeley, a 10.92 is brought into the Big Bass Splash. This makes the fourth double-digit lunker to be weighed in at Toledo Bend since May 1st. But he was that guy for the Bass Cash Bash.
Yeah.
He missed another $1,000 payday because he didn't spend one dime of entry fee on $50 for the Bass Cash Bash.
Yep.
Don't be that guy. Sign up for basscashbash.com before you go fishing on Toledo Bend, because he's had like 10 tagged fish brought in and only 2 guys have capitalized on it.
Oh, wow.
And there's a new truck out there and a new boat out there.
Speaking of new truck and new boat, in the Big Bass Splash, Bob Seeley guaranteed a brand new truck, brand new boat for the winter. And it was weird. Yesterday, my buddy Jordan Bates, that I deer hunt with, Jordan says, hey, he says, my buddy Ty Humphreys was the winner of the McDonald's Big Bass Splash. He says, you guys ought to have him on the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show. And I was like, wait a minute, you forget. That Mike Eccles has got a crackerjack mind.
Yeah.
He's so far ahead of you. I mean, he already had Ty Humphreys hadn't got off the stage yet. And Eccles already had him lined up coming on the show.
Ty had not won yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
he had caught the fish. He sent me the picture that morning.
Yeah.
And, of course, we knew he had to shoot probably another 6 hours at that time.
Can you imagine 6 hours? There you are.
That's the longest 6 hours of your life.
Yeah, and I mean,
No, it's not. He went back out fishing with Colby Hand, and Colby caught a 9-something and won that hour.
Really?
really,
Yes, sir.
Daggum.
We
We
gotta-
got.
I would have gone out and been struck by lightning, and
I
a shark lost
A shark would have got you.
and $100,000 would have gone to the next place.
you think about that though. I mean, while you're out there on the water, what are you thinking? You know,
Well,
I mean,
apparently they were thinking about how to win another hour because they did.
well, they obviously did it.
And I mean, can you
know,
imagine almost 10 and a 1174?
you got 22 pounds of fish with 2 fish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a day.
Bob's going to tell us all about that, too. I'm anxious to hear what Bob's. They said it's one of the largest tournaments they'd ever had. 4,000 boats.
Ty Humphrey's going to tell us about it at 11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bob Seeley up next, and then Ty Humphreys after that. He'll give us the experience right here in front of God and everybody on the radio. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger.
City slicker, shining up through the shoe.
This segment presented by Candyman Pet Lodge, Bayou Outdoor Supercenter, Toledo Fiberglass, and Daiwa Rods and Reels, where technology and fishing all come together. Now back to the best show on radio with Steve Graff, Gary McCoy, and Mike Eccles.
Thanks a lot for tuning in. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30 the Tiger. Bob Seeley and the Big Bass Splash. The results from that here in just a sec. First, though, a quick word from Natchitoches Power Sports.
Yeah, if you're looking for a way to explore America's trails and highways this summer, then you'll have to drive to Natchitoches Power Sports on the banks of Cane River, where sales manager Leighton Palmer will be more than happy to show you the greatest selection of motorcycles and ATVs on the planet. Natchitoches Power Sports carries Honda, Yamaha, and their newest line, Can-Am. Go to natchitochespowersports.com to learn more.
All righty. Bob Seeley, sir, you with us?
So far I'm hanging in there.
Wow. I bet you took a long nap Sunday night.
No, actually, I'm in almost Blue Ridge, Georgia right now.
So what are you doing there?
Well, I'm taking my stage trailer in to have some minor stuff done to it. You know?
We had so many big fish on Toledo Bend, we tore up the stage.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we did. 1174 won the sucker.
Wow. Now, you know what? We were just talking with Stephen Johnston. Eccles said, Graff said that Stephen Johnston called it. He said 3 over 10 and an 11-7. You over 10, but you felt like we'd have an 11 or 12. So you were almost there.
Yeah, matter of fact, in fourth place overall was a 12-year-old that caught the biggest bass he's ever caught in his life, but it was a 982. And I was just blown away.
Cameron Henderson came in fourth with a 982, $8,000.
You know what's so funny is our fifth place finisher is also one of our sponsors, Steve Nichols from Specialty Track Hoe. Fifth place, he won one of the bonus hours 4.
And he had the T-shirt too, so he won $6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He's able to sponsor for one more week, I think.
Did y'all know that we
started biting better instead of going the other way?
Well, the pin 92 on the second day that was caught on a Yellow Magic in about 8 foot of water around, I think around 7:10 or 7:15. I believe that's what he told me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to weigh it in the first hour, but then he forgot. Damn, the first hour, the eighth one.
Yeah.
So he waited, and sure enough, $6,000.
Wow. Wow.
It was just an incredible. That 1084 came in, the very last, the one that, what was it, 12 to 1 o'clock hour, won $6,000. But get this, the guy that wins the tournament, he didn't buy the shirt.
Oh, wow. He was that guy.
Well, he's, you know what? It was his first big bass tournament of ours to fish. The second one
Wondering if
was the fact of the guys coming in to weigh in. But now I heard that down south, they got a little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these fish were caught south. I tell you what, the fish were helping, my friend.
Oh, were they?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Bob, because I just figured up the average weight per fish is 4.75. That's post-spawn, guys. That's not in the middle of the spawn. This is post-spawn numbers.
Yeah.
Average weight weighed in on every fish was 4.75 pounds.
Wow.
Well, overall, it was probably one of the best tournaments that I've had at Toledo Bend in 30 years.
Wow.
Okay, now how often do you think that a guy is giving you an honest answer when he tells you what he caught the fish on?
Well, I know the ones in the biographs did.
Yeah, 1 out of 5 times.
Yeah.
Caught one.
Somebody fishing right
I don't know when. It's just, I don't know. It seems like everywhere I go this year, I've been blessed with the weather because it rained on registration day, but the 3 days of the event was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now one other question. Since we're believing these guys while they're taking the polygraph,
Yeah.
did the lion's share of the fish come south of the bridge, or was the north side of the bridge represented pretty good as well?
Well, the south end was probably the most dominant
Yeah.
of them all. I know of 3 8-pounders that were caught above the bridge, but for the most part, everything was pretty well south. I think the grass area and stuff, and I'm going to tell you something else. Don't give me, to start telling you what average depth they caught them in, but this guys that were catching them on the bank, catching them in 20 foot of water, it just...
We saw that the weekend before with the elite tournament.
Yeah. Hey, we almost hit it, guys, when we were talking, with Van Dam catching 96 pounds.
Yeah.
He only like 4 pounds and an ounce, to break 100.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that was an exciting deal. But I tell you what blew me away, the 3, 4, and 5 exact weights were all caught all 3 days.
Yeah, I see that on the, yeah.
Now, does that happen pretty often?
No.
No.
Generally we'll have 1 or 2, sometimes 3 that don't get caught, but it's a random draw. We give, regardless of the $5,000, we give it away anyway because just on a draw, because it's part of the guarantee.
Wow.
Now, Bob, one thing I'm seeing on here, I know some of these guys because I fish against some of these guys that are, I'm telling you, they're borderline big-time anglers, and I'm seeing more of those guys in your listings now than I've seen in the past. Kevin Lazion from Dry Prong. Kevin's as good a stick as you can put on the water. Are you finding more?
Chatterbait.
Really?
Never caught one.
Well, yeah, let's
I
get
don't
one this
shoot. I
weekend.
don't shoot mud hens, and you named me that. So,
I'll bet I know how I got the name, though.
Chatterbait.
hey, in just a minute, we have Ty Humphrey on the line, the winner of the Big Bass Splash down on Toledo Bend. He just won, I think, $5 million by catching the biggest fish. Going to put him in another tax bracket, but we'll be. But right now, Steve's got a word from Lake Fork Marina.
As a fisherman, we're always looking for the next great place, a place where you can relax, get an awesome meal, and that has great tackle selection. Lake Fork Marina and Resort is the best guide on Lake Fork. Johnny Geis, the 2014 and 15 Guide of the Year. Go to lakeforkmarina.com now to book your next fishing adventure.
I just think it's ironic, but it's meant to be. As much talking as we've done about the Bob C. Big Bass Splash, pushing it, a sponsor, making our predictions, to wind up having the winner come from right here in the Shreveport Bossier.
That's
Not Shreveport
our backyard.
Bossier,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Stonewall.
Yeah.
And Ty Humphrey, you with us, bud? You blew the socks off of it.
Ty, if you want to continue the interview, we need GPS coordinates. And what else do we need from you?
The fan is blowing our
The
off.
AC is just
I want to talk about, Ty, is, it's not like you, and I think this is a plug for the format of the Big Bass Splash and how it is for everybody. You didn't go down and practice all week and then fish Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, did you?
No, sir.
Yeah, Ty was doing a tournament. He did a tournament for a company, and I know he was tied up with that
Right.
Friday and Saturday. Didn't go down till either Saturday night or Sunday morning. What was it?
Yeah, I actually went down and fished Friday.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, thanks for making me look like a fool.
well, and Ty, you just took away.
You're just
where I
next
was-
in the line.
Well, you took away where I was going. That practice is overrated. So
Ty, okay, I'm going to get right to the gorilla that's in the room. What'd you catch the fish on?
10-foot. Hit about 8 to 10, but we could cast all the way up to about 4 foot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so were you close to the bank, or are you on a ridge?
No, yeah, on the ridge.
Okay, are you north of the bridge or south of the bridge?
South.
Okay,
what ounce weight was you using?
Half ounce.
Half
okay.
ounce. Okay.
Half
Is
ounce
there
weight, that's a big weight for
That
a
is a big
trickworm.
weight.
So is there grass there?
No.
Okay, so is this a spot that you traditionally will go to looking for a big fish?
This is actually a spot that my partner Colby Hand found earlier in the year. He had already caught 2 9-pounders off of it earlier in the year. But we were on a deep cranking bite up north of the bridge, and that's what we fished for several days. I had to come in, throw a tournament on Saturday, but we came back Saturday night. We talked about it. We didn't catch anything over 2 pounds up north of the bridge, so we had to do something a little different. So, we just had to go south on Sunday, and it worked out.
Be bought.
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
It'd take a little over 100 grand.
Yeah.
If you thought where now that you very well year after year ever kick out another big fish, that both thought about your tournaments that are
Exactly.
It took a while. Of course,
On the spot and making.
Why not?
You're guilty.
They
Yeah.
say you are.
Yeah.
You're supposed to ask the tough questions.
Gotta dip.
and then
The potential to fish.
after this one,
The right
Ty
spot.
Humphreys on the floor of the Bob Seeley Big Bass Splash over the biggest fish you ever caught. Okay.
Wow.
What was the previous big bass for you?
I had a 937 on Grand Bayou. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year you caught a rope down there. I don't remember what tournament, but you had like 5 fish that weighed 152 pounds or something one day.
Now, Ty, how long did it take you to quit shaking after you?
A while ago, did it?
Are the lakes overcrowded? Do we need to develop more lakes and recreational areas? Hey, we're closing down the ones we got. I don't know. I don't know if
I
that.
didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Stay tuned. We'll talk here in just a second. Hook it up and track it down. 11:30, the Tiger.
Way to the Dallas area, almost to the other side of Greenville, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's massive. That's bigger than Toledo Bend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
One of the things that occurred to me over the course of the last couple of years, you were talking about the duck hunting a few minutes ago and the water supplies. I honestly think that the demise of hydrilla on all of our lakes around here has led to more of a cutback in the amount of ducks that stay here, that move in and stay in Toledo Bend, Bistineau, Caddo. There's no hydrilla anymore. There's no reason why that duck would want to camp out on that lake anymore.
You have seen the duck hunting on Toledo Bend go from
The Tiger.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show, presented by Spro Lures, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Louisiana Charter Boats Association, and Lake Fork guide Johnny Geis, the 2014 and 2015 Lake Fork Guide of the Year. Now back to the boys who may never grow up. It's Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, and Steve Graff.
Speaking of Johnny Geis, here at about 12:15, he's going to tell us just why you need to be on Lake Fork with him right now. I bet he's catching fish right now.
If he's got his trolling motor fixed.
Oh, his trolling motor was down?
Yeah.
I was supposed to fish with Johnny Monday.
Yeah.
And get doggone it, Sunday about noon, he called me, and he just had technical issues and was going to have to get a new troll motor or work on it Monday.
Well, isn't that a turnabout? I mean, you cancel on him every time, and if you finally are going to go.
Golly, he taught me a lesson, didn't he? And, he told me, he says, they hadn't caught but 5 bass that morning. He said, now we caught 75 big white bass. But I'm going to tell you what, if I went over and caught 75 white bass in 30 foot of water on a jig and spoon,
yeah, that's fine.
I'd be happy as a pig in slop.
Oh, amen.
Oh, my God.
Oh, something that we got to let you know now. Next week, right here on the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show, Elite Series Pro Matt Herron, fresh off his $100,000 win at the Toyota Texas Bass Classic. Where was that?
Ray Roberts.
Ray Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have another big sack there? I mean, was it as good there as Toledo Bend?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just wondering.
No. Totally different type tournament.
Well, Johnny's going to give it, and Stephen Johnston's going to let us know exactly what's going on at Toledo Bend. And you know what? I want to find out from Stephen. Are there emerging patterns right now? I mean, were the kids, Ty Humphreys, I say kids, young men, Ty Humphreys and Colby Hand, were they on to something that maybe is a pattern that might hold up for the next month or so on Toledo?
See, I would think they're already in that full summer pattern right now. And I would think what they
I
were
would
doing.
think on the south end of the lake, if you're catching them in 8 foot of water and you're only sitting at 15, they are not in their summer pattern yet.
Oh, they're headed that way. North end, I think they are.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. You're not dealing with nearly as extreme. Now,
Right.
I'll bet you, we'll ask Stephen, but I'll bet you that on the north end, they are not in the river holes yet. I just can't see that happening yet.
Yeah, you're probably
it
right.
won't be long. Okay, though. Right now, we just got onto this a minute ago, and before we actually go through a little breakout of what's going on with whatever you've got to discuss, we just talked a minute ago about the price of cypress, and I pray, and I really reiterate, I pray that what you say is true. There's no value in cypress, and that they don't start cutting trees just to make a big old bowl out of a lake like Bistineau. You say that maybe we cut some trees and that might help out, but I pray that the state doesn't ever say, let's just cut them all.
No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. But to just go ballistic when somebody talks about cutting some
Right.
is not, you're not thinking it through.
Well, I want to get back to something that we touched on while we were in the break there, and that's the Salvinia. Do you know for a fact, within the confines of Mike Eccles' gray matter there,
I can tell you right now, no. Whatever it is. But
do you know for a fact that there is something out there that will eliminate Salvinia?
no, I do not.
Okay.
But I have heard people say that there is chemicals that will kill it point blank.
Yeah.
I have
But
heard
is that a
it.
chemical that would also kill the trees?
Not supposed to.
Okay.
Not supposed to. But that they will not do it because it's a one-time sale.
If you were a property owner on Lake Bistineau and you knew for a fact that there was something out there that would help you retain the value of your lakefront property and remove the blight that is Salvinia from that, and yet the state wasn't addressing that, what would be your course? How would you approach getting that problem resolved?
Okay, let me back up. I'm not saying the state's not doing their part. I'm saying the chemical companies are not selling the product that will supposedly that would kill it.
Yeah.
That's the rumor that I hear. Rumor. Understand
gotcha.
before I go to court.
Okay.
Rumor that it's not the state's not saying, oh, well, that costs too much. That's not it. It's that the chemical companies have a chemical that will kill it, but they're not selling it because they want to sell chemicals every year.
Gotcha.
Well, and there's a guy that has created and built a machine that will actually turn the Salvinia into mulch.
Hey, guy, whoever this guy is, hats off to you for being smart enough to build anything other than a bird box with my limitations.
Yeah.
But it's a joke.
Oh, that's really not,
It's
not
a joke.
out there.
There's no way in the world. All you got to do is miss one seed.
Yeah.
It does not mulch, and it's like it would be like you going out there with a tiller.
Yeah.
And trying to clean up Lake Bistino. I mean, it's sitting one spot and just
With a net.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
They-
have you
it's-
seen the rig?
Yeah, I've seen it on video.
But like,
on video.
I understand what Mike's saying, though. All you got to do is miss one.
Yeah.
That stuff doubles like every 3 days.
But I think what the purpose of it isn't to just wipe it all out, is to control it, and the state doesn't have the money to pay this guy to do it. That's the problem.
I just believe, honestly, that I have to agree. There has to be something out there. If with the chemical companies, the mines that are there working for big companies like Dow or some of these.
All you got to do is make one phone call to Texas A&M University.
Oh, and
That's what they do.
with just a little bit
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
So
who at Texas A&M smart enough to answer the phone?
Well, it takes 4, but they can do it.
Long and short, though, if a chemical is out there that's available and would be able to be spread on that lake and annihilate that, because I don't know of any redeeming quality of salvinia. The fish don't eat it. The ducks, I don't think,
Ducks
eat it.
don't eat it. Cows won't eat it. Nothing eats it.
There's nothing about it that's good. So why in the world would there be any adversity to getting rid of it? I guarantee you,
It's like illegal aliens. It's growing. It's no purpose. It's out of control.
Well, again, it's another aquatic plant that's not native to this country.
Right. It's not supposed to be here.
That's right. It's not supposed to be here, but through the process of people emptying their fish tanks into the lakes, that's how it started. Same thing with
we got a problem. We got to get. That's how we got the Zika virus. That's how we got AIDS. There's a lot of stuff that didn't start here, but it's here. I mean, and we've got to deal with it.
But I think to the majority of the public, it's not important. It's important to us because we're bass fishermen. We're outdoorsmen. We're people that are using the waterway.
Wait a minute. I want you to stop right there.
But
the 6th largest. Now that includes saltwater fishing.
Right.
But it's the 6th largest industry in the United States. How much of a voice do we have that maybe we're actively passing it off? We're not making congressman's phone ring.
That's the other problem.
We're not demanding.
There's not a congressman that lives on Bistino. That's your other problem.
We're not demanding that something be done about this and done right now.
You
we
just
want to
missed
see
my
the
point.
No. I got you.
There ain't nobody important living on Bistino.
I got exactly. But I'm going to tell you right now. There's somebody listening to this show right now that lives on one of these bodies of water, that knows a congressman or knows a representative or knows a senator.
Oh, I think
Why there aren't huge Facebook coalitions? Why there's not some big movement and convention hall meetings? Why that's going on? I don't know.
Well, there is a meeting coming up.
Unless we're just apathetic to it. Oh, it's just a problem. We can't fix it. And if there is a solution out there and we're not using that, shame on us. That's my thought. I just had to raise a little sand.
Wow. Somebody wiped the sweat off his brow.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I honestly believe that, I was on Bistino yesterday afternoon, and the east side of the lake looked good because the wind was blowing from the east. You get over to the west side, right now, if I had been out there in a little boat, my day would have been, if I had wanted to fish the west side of the lake, my day would have been over. I mean, you could not have motored through it. It was that thick. Dude, It's only May.
I've been out there. I was out there last week to be kidding insane.
How bad is it during duck season?
It depends on what part of the lake you hunt, and depending on whether we have the drawdown or not.
Yeah.
There will be, out of 1, 2, 3 that we hunt, have 4 lines.
Yeah.
4 blinds. There will be 2 of them. One of them that we will 95% of the time.
Up Wednesday, June 15th. Registration is at 8:30. Field tours begin at 9 a.m. This is what they're going to cover: biological control of giant salvinia using salvinia on, because that's my question.
Mm-hmm.
If you already have a beetle, the first initial problem with the beetle was
the cold weather killed them.
Cold weather.
Couldn't
And they
make enough
finally,
jackets for them.
yeah, they finally developed a beetle that could withstand the cold weather and can handle it and can stay and survive the winter here. So that's been established. So they've got that done. And again, all I saw was one netted area, one quarter of an acre roped off test site on Biston. And I'm like, why are we continuing to test? Turn these suckers loose. Let's go. What are we waiting on?
Let them go to work.
Let them go. I'm like,
Fishermen, sports fishermen, on any of the lakes around that are truly bothered by this stuff.
so you can register the evening before and fishing.
And Natchitoches Power Sports, your Hustler Mowers and Can-Am headquarters for the Arklatex. Take it away, guys.
You know, I'm so glad you got nothing better to do than sit there and listen to the Three Stooges. Mike Eccles in the studio with Steve Graff and Gary McCoy. And on the line, we've got Johnny Geist, Lake Fork Guide of the Year. But before we get to Johnny, let's have a little word about Daiwa.
If you're looking for high-quality rods and reels, make sure you take the time to look at everything Daiwa has to offer. Popular models like the Steed, Zillion, and the latest series, the Tatula. Quality, innovation, and durability makes the entire Daiwa lineup hard to beat. With so many models to choose from, Daiwa is sure to have a combo that fits your budget. Go to Daiwa.com to learn more. Check them out at Bayou Outdoor Supercenter, Cypress Knee Outdoors, or Toledo Town and Tackle.
Yeah.
Daiwa, where quality and technology all come together.
You know, it's obvious that Johnny's on the water.
Oh, yeah.
Hear the wind blowing.
Because I think I heard him just land a fish. Either that or a client fell out of the boat.
No, we got about 25 mile an hour wind. We pulled up in a little cold to get out of it, but it's still howling on us today.
I love the way you turned the tables on Mike.
Well, I tell you what, I was the day before I had a trip, and I had my side imaging going on, and I'm so watching my graph, and I'm right by the spillway trying to find some brush piles, and next thing you know, the customer said, those buoys are right there. And about the time I did was my trolling motor down, I run slap into the big orange buoy. And, had a little issue with my bracket.
Yeah, that'll do that. You know what? I'm starting to worry about you, Johnny. I mean, you know, when we went over there, you backed the boat down the ramp and then just left your truck on the ramp and came into the restaurant with us. And
It's been a tough spring, guys.
Hey, Johnny, I want you to know, had I'm over there Monday, and we only caught 5 bass and 75 big white bass and 30 foot of water, I would have been a happy camper. I would not have minded a bit.
Well, these big white bass are out there. We checked a good spot a minute ago. Got a trip tomorrow. I'm just out here scouting around, and it's slap full of 2-pound white bass, and it was just windy. We couldn't fish down the bottom good at 30 foot for our big bass. But that's going.
Have you caught anything else that vivid, memorable day last week on Brim Heads?
Caught 2 on it one day, and the rest of them I caught a few of them on the live brim.
Yeah.
But guys, it's been a late. I heard y'all talking earlier about the summer pattern. It's not here yet, not on Fork. They're still fishing right after we got some here on Fork.
you know, obviously more closer than later.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been expecting them for a week and a half now. I've been out here fishing deep, and I'm not going to go shallow because they're coming. So you just try to be out there at the right spot where they first show up. And it's going to happen. The bait fish are already out there, except the brim. They went in to spawn a little bit, and I think there might have been some bass still lingering in shallow water a little bit longer this year. But make it a little tough on finding a big bite, but I'm optimistic they're going to show up.
One of the things that Kevin Van Dam was alluding to while he was winning the Elite Series down on Toledo Bend was trying to get the school fired up with the big crank.
And once they start biting, the rest of the school bites a little treat, and you can find guardrails. This game on right there.
Yeah,
they'll bite good around these bridges for a while.
What type of wind is best on that lake? You know, the old old big mouth east wind, the fish bite the least. The west, they bite the best. And north, I always heard stay home and play with the baby's mama. But the long is there a wind on Lake Fork that's a death wind?
None. If it's flat, I call that the kiss of death. That's exactly the word I use when it's flat. And I mean, it's a great, gorgeous fishing day. You can fish very effective and thorough, but you're not getting many bites. They just don't bite. But I like a south wind to answer your question. It's just a good southerly breeze, but one that's been for a few days. Right now, we've got a hard, kind of a southwest wind, a little bit too hard to fish right. But I've caught them good on north winds, east winds, even a few times. But that's what I'm going to blame it on. If we got a hard east wind, that doesn't seem make the bite a little tougher.
Well, now, being in the boat with Johnny Geis, I know that when the wind picks up like that, you love to throw that swim bait. Is that still effective right now?
I went to that one day last week. We kept trying to fish out there in the wind, and in this 23-foot center console, I took 2 waves over the top idling. That's how tough the wind was. So I said, we got one of them throw the big old shit. So the next 60 days, it's going to be fun here. Number's 972-800-3882. Area code 972-800-3882. Website is lakeforkbigfish.com. And watch my Johnny Geis Fishing Guide Facebook page. I'm posting on it pretty regularly now.
Well, Johnny, I'm sitting by the phone. No, seriously. I mean, I'm at your mercy.
Well, we'll probably try to do it next Monday too, because I got Tuesday booked, and I'll give you a call.
Okay, thanks.
Well, hey, Steve Nichols, that's coming with us when we come over there June the 17th. He just finished up 5th in the Big Bass tournament over the Sealy tournament on Toledo Bend. So he caught a one right at 9.5.
Hot dog. Well, we're gonna catch a bigger than that here, so y'all come.
There you go.
Johnny Geis, Lake Fork Guide of the Year, 2 years in a row, and you don't get that distinction just playing around.
I tell you what he said that impressed me. As good as Johnny is, as good as he is, he says, sitting there watching the elites, he learns.
You bet.
And that shows you how good.
Big Bass Splashdown there over the course of the weekend. Toledo Bend really has demonstrated that there's not a better lake in the country. Is there anything
earth right now, but pressure still will start spooking those fish, and I think it just underperformed a little bit for us.
And I'll say the same thing, Stephen, for the Elite Series. Even though they hammered them pretty good, Toledo Bend should have. I thought they should have busted 100.
5 or 6.
Catching crappie off the docks at Toledo Bend. So I'm gonna post that video on our website. But anyway, I just thought that was ironic that Toledo Bend, as hot as the bass fishing is, Bassmasters and stuff about their crappie fishing.
It really is. I mean, it's just amazing that, the number of crappie and the size of the crappie. I've got guys that come from Kansas, from Missouri. I mean, it's a huge deal. One of my good guys that comes several times a year from Kansas, several years ago, like the third cast of the morning, he catches one 2.5 pounds, and he's just sitting there holding it just, unbelievable. And he said, man, we've just never seen a slab that, that big. So, it's just the numbers and the size we have. I mean, the lake, one thing about it, it just shows the lake from the bass, from the crappie, to the bluegill, how good it is right now.
All right, now listen, I gotta ask one question. I'll get to mine right after Mike.
No, I forgot mine. No, what I was going to ask you, you talk about the pressure on the lake. It was, looked like a rodeo down there.
Fish just don't all of a sudden show up in the summer and the fall out there. They don't swim from the bank 2 miles out there in the middle of the lake. Those fish live out in those trees. Those fish, ease up in those trees and spawn in those trees. And when they get through spawning, they've got all the bait. You can stop anywhere on any of the east-west runs, going from the those fish just follow the bait out there in that timber, and they never with. Now they.
And one of the tops that I found works the absolute best is sweet gum. Do you use sweet gum yourself?
I do use sweet gum. Yeah, sweet gum is real good. like a small oak tree is real good. Willow tree is good, but a sweet gum most time on my tops when I first do one, I'll put, a few little old willows around it.
How often do you catch bass out of your?
You can shoot me an email off my website, and that's johnstonfishing.com. Take a look at it, and love to get you out there on the lake. Have a beautiful day.
Stephen, do you do any night trips?
We did it for years, but it's
getting to be that time of year is why I'm asking.
It is. It's getting close, and I still do a few, but one of the other guys that works for me, he does more than I do, and for me, I still love doing it. I go out there by myself every once in a while and do it, just fish a few hours at night, but it's something, it's really, we did it for years and years, and it kind of faded, and now with the grass being out, it's going to be a huge deal back this summer. So I don't do it. You can do it, but boy, it just messes you up for a couple days there.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the final segment presented by Louisiana Charter Boats, Cypress Knee Outdoors, and Toledo Fiberglass. #1 boat restoration and fiberglass repair shop in the Arklatex. One more time, here's Steve, Gary, and the one and only Eccles.
Welcome back to Hooking Up and Tracking Down. I'm Mike Eccles in the studio with Gary McCoy, who's got a new nickname.
Me.
The Ranger Pro Graph. I don't know what in the world this is supposed to be. Mike talks about the gun ever sold.
It's in your notes there. You got to decrease each night from 76 to 56%. Prime times early morning, Friday 4:10 a.m. till 7:10 with no doubt.
You think about all of a sudden we live here. You got your house.
Yeah.
I got my. All of a sudden somebody comes in and says, "Hey, you don't live there no more."
Yeah. Yeah, we're taking your place.
To me, that's the one minority that really, truly has a legitimate complaint.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the gun was acquired through the Hillary Clinton Turn Your Gun In program when she promised that even though you've been dead for 150 years, your vote will still count. So if you turn your gun in.
Speaking of guns, we talked about a clay shoot here a few minutes ago, Father's Day weekend. We've got one next Wednesday, 10 to 4. They're going to do this at Las Paloma in Benton. It's for the Louisiana Oil and Gas Association. This is going to be a networking fun